Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this session. On the 12th of June, at HxGN Live in Las Vegas, we held the first Rheticus Global Partner Meeting. Today, I'm going to present you the topics we discussed during the session. I'm gonna recap also the speeches from Massimo Zotti, Head of Government and Security at Planetek Italia, Claudio Mingrino, Business Advisor, and I am Giuseppe Forenza, Business Development Manager for Rheticus at Planetek. As you can see, we're going to see an overview of Planetek during the 25th anniversary, and we're going to discover Rheticus, the services, and its workflow. And of course, we're going to also analyze the target markets. Then Massimo Zotti will tell us more about how Rheticus and Map Enterprise are bound together and the different opportunities you have for delivering these solutions to your customers. Of course, during the session, I'll tell you more about the successful experience of the HERA group, also included in the Mladen Stojic keynote here in Las Vegas as a perfect conclusion of his speech. And then we're going to close the session discovering the sales and marketing support we provide to our partners. Well, Planetek started in 1994, 25 years of experience in the space market, a market that has been dramatically changing year by year. We cover the entire life cycle of the satellite data, from the acquisition to the platforms and remote sensing services. We are a platinum partner of HxGN Geospatial, and we share with them vision, technologies, and of course, the cooperation with you as a partner of the network. So, why we decided to start with Rheticus? It's been 4 years since we launched Rheticus. So why we came up with this idea, and which conditions helped us to achieve this important result. For more than 20 years, Planetek delivered hundreds of projects using satellite data for monitoring infrastructure, for monitoring water bodies, for monitoring forests, farms, urban areas, and so forth. So phenomena, events, and whatever is changing could be easily monitored now. But in addition, Planetek designed vertical solutions for specific markets and the related operations. In the past, this was based on a limited time period, and this was due to the and the limited acquisitions. So there was a lot of different conditions that now enables us to merge these new improvements achieved by the satellite data providers that now have programs with fixed revisiting time, with data becoming sometimes even open data, with covering different sensors and different capacities that now finally are available. So we merged this scenario with our expertise in the cloud computing, in standardizing processing chain using satellite data, together with the extensive experience achieved working with the B2B customers and the public authorities. So finally, we launched Rheticus as a platform for the continuous monitoring of the Earth. It is an important evolution, switching from the traditional project-based approach to a subscription-based, where we provide our users with actionable knowledge in info-as-a-service way. Rheticus is a platform, as we said, and is a group of services under this brand that are all based on subscription. They uses satellite data together with the geo open data. And since In Europe, we have the Copernicus program that perfectly fits this idea. We standardize our services on the Sentinels on the Sentinels data. Of course, the European Commission is operating the Copernicus program, but the acquisition program, together with the data, are covering the entire planet and are available worldwide. So the scalability of our solution is 100% guaranteed. What is innovative in the Rheticus services is also the way we provide this information. Is in form of maps, the standard format for this kind of application, but also could be through indicators, maps, and reports that the workflow automatically generates. So let's have a look at the workflow. As said, the satellite data, together with other open data or data coming from different third parties softwares, are directly linked to Rheticus platform that works as an hub in which the data are continuously downloaded. So as soon as new data is captured by the satellite, for instance, it is automatically downloaded and processed together with all the historical data available, which generates a continuous flow of information that Map Enterprise enables us to transform in forms of smart map with intuitive web cloud interfaces, or it generates automatically a report that can be sent directly to the decision maker. In addition, thanks to the API connection, it is possible to send this information directly and into a third-party software. So the visualization of this data will remain inside the legacy software the end user has. Let's have a look at the complete suite of Rheticus services. As you can see, there's a long list of services ranging from infrastructure monitoring, urban areas monitoring, environmental monitoring, but they all have a vertical design conceived aimed to support specific operations in target markets. This is what we want you to have as a complete suite of solutions for discovering also new markets that we foresee profitable for our business. So starting from infrastructure monitoring, we have solutions like Rheticus Network Alert, Rheticus Safeway, Rheticus Building Check, and SafeLand. They are all leveraging information coming from the radar analysis performed by Rheticus Displacement that fuel these applications, creating a vertical design where you see automatically the impact of the ground motion with respect to respectively on for utility companies, for road and railways operator, and for who manage buildings and this kind of infrastructure. Then we have another group of services dedicated to the precision farming and the forest protection, respectively aquaculture, supporting the harvesting for fish farmers, wildfires for the monitoring of the burnt area, and the ONView for the collection of the grapes, the harvest for the wine producers. Then we have Urban Dynamics and Urban Heat Island that will support managers in a city or in an urban area to take better decision on whatever is changing above the area of interest on and the Heat Island. Algae Bloom, Coastal Dynamics, and Marine are completing the suite, covering specific operations in the water bodies, respectively, for monitoring the approaching of an algae to, for instance, a desalination plant that can easily switch the plant when there could be a problem. Coastal Dynamic and Marine may estimate the quality of the water in a coastal seawater monitoring. As said, we provide these services in form of a map in a very compelling and intuitive way, but in addition, we believe that visualization of this data is important, but it's also important to have a fast access to the key number sometimes, or the insights we automatically generate with Rheticus. And that's why there is the possibility to have the automatic reports inside the smart map, or directly sent to a third-party systems, thanks to the API that Map Enterprise offer. Let's move on to business, okay? The global market trends. There was a forecast conducted by the Geospatial World Forum 2 years ago, and as you can see here, the estimation for by 2026 is $9 billion for the Earth observation. And the services we may offer, and we are offering today, may address the target markets listed on the right side: environmental monitoring, finance, infrastructure, natural resources, energy, and so forth. Fortunately, this forecast has been already confirmed, since this year, 2018 EO market is worth 3 billion. And as you can see on the graph, the forecast 2 years ago for this year, for last year, was exactly 3 billion. So fortunately, the good news for you is that the services we put in place are already addressing these target markets. Just to have additional details on that, we listed the different services, but now let's see how specifically in each of the target markets you can offer the services to, for instance, in infrastructure sector to railways and road operators, or airports. Why not? For example, enabling also finance and real estate companies or insurance companies to receive the benefits of the Earth observation services, Rheticus, in their daily operations. So now let's have a look at the 3 different opportunities related to Rheticus and Map Enterprise. Why 3 options? Let's discuss this in detail. The first option is the subscription. You can directly sell to the end user, and he will access the solution directly on the Planetek Map Enterprise. In this case, revenues are in the subscription, as I said. The second option you have is selling the access to the solution hosted on your Map Enterprise, and this will also enlarge the business you may generate from the selling of Rheticus service. The third option includes an additional opportunity you have to have on the customer premise Map Enterprise and the Rheticus solution. This will allows you to have recurring revenues coming from the early subscription of the Rheticus service, together with the on-premise license of Map Enterprise. Let's now have a look at the HERA successful case related to one of the Rheticus solutions, which is Rheticus Network Alert. We are in the utility market, and we are specifically impacting the way they organize their inspections. For a utility operator, as a asset-driven company, the cost for the maintenance are crucial. They have to prevent damages, they have to monitor, they have to take action before the cost for the maintenance or for repairing problems may grow. How to do that? Of course, sometimes it's difficult because you have different materials and different construction systems. For instance, in Italy, you have systems coming from the Roman period and finishing to the latest technology available. There's a lack of information above the area they maintain, together with the fact that sometimes especially sewage, may have big pipelines that can create, they can cause disaster for them. Considering that an impact for the damage may involve architectural heritage, may also cause problem to the company's public image, together with the fact that you have to close or to stop businesses around the area affected by the problem. And of course, we have to consider the urban mobility they have to guarantee. So, as we can see, the buried pipeline are very are involved in may generate big problems, and they have to take care about their asset constantly. Just to show you these pictures, you can immediately understand how it is complex, this activity. They have to maintain, considering only the sewage network, more than 14,000 kilometers of buried pipelines. And this task is like covering 1/3 of the Earth's circumferences with a periodically inspections. So HERA needed a method, because they have limited resources, as always, and limited time. They have to exploit the capacity of inspection at the best level possible. So initially in 2017, following the experience of other utility companies that already subscribed the Rheticus displacement, HERA started his experience with us. As I said, the Rheticus displacement was the first solution we delivered. Rheticus displacement is an environmental monitoring that uses radar data to analyze ground motion. HERA was surprised to finally to may achieve millimetric movement detection inside the Rheticus platform. Why it is crucial to monitor ground motion? Because utility companies perfectly know that whenever there is a ground movement, there are two options. It can be a cause for potential leakage, or it could be caused by the natural subsidence that in the future is going to cause a problem. And the Rheticus displacement at the very beginning helped us to recognize subsidence area. As you can see in the offer this information in forms of point that could be queried, and you can analyze the trends over the last 3 or 4 years of information. Since it is an environmental monitoring, it was possible to detect problems also related to plants or to other infrastructure, that a water treatment plant was affected by a natural subsidence over that area. So now they can act consciously of this problem. But once again, I'd like to underline that this is an environmental monitoring, so they're not specifically addressing the pipelines. So finally, when we presented, when we launched in 2017 here in Las Vegas, the first time, Rheticus Network Alert, they were extremely happy to receive from us less technical information, or let's say to finally avoid the complexity of the radar analysis, but specifically focusing on the effect of the ground movement impacting the infrastructures. As you can see here, Rheticus Network Alert is an intuitive web interface in which the graph of the customers automatically has been segmented considering the impact of the ground movements detected by offered by Rheticus displacement. It is now possible for them to immediately see the segments affected by crucial problems and immediately send the survey team in field for their inspection. It is a completely different approach that really simplify the exploitation of this information. And once again, this is actionable knowledge. Results incredible. They now achieved this fantastic goal that has been included, as I said, in the Mladen Stojic keynote, because it's impressive. They send people 23 times in field, following the information coming from network alert, so following the segments that were considered to be inspected, and they found 13 problems. Is 40% now the ratio they achieved. It's incredible. Consider that in the past their method was to go outside once the problem was visible. In this case, they not only found problems related to the leakage, but also when the problems is at the very early stage, so they could even save much money and preventing other consequences. The use case of ERA is very important for us because, as I said, they started with the Rheticus displacement, they experienced the network alert, and ultimately they are contributing with us to a new version of the platform that of the service, sorry, that is now merging ancillary information coming from their system to the satellite data we provide, the satellite information we provide with Rheticus. Let's have a look at the specific case of ERA we are developing. We are designing a solution in which information coming from the material of the pipeline, the historical damage they fixed in the past, these information are stored in their system. So we connected Rheticus Network Alert to this data set, where also we found traffic and local transport data together with ancillary data. And now we are running artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms, additional machine learning algorithms that are now recognizing patterns in this compound effect related to this information. So in the very next future, when HERA will see a segment red, it will be red not only because of the ground motion detection, but also because of the compound effect of this information. And this is moving toward a predictive maintenance, our solution, since we are not looking at how it was and how it is, but also where it is more likely that something may occur in the very next future. I hope to present you the result of this new implementation in the very next future. Now let's conclude this session with a recap of the business and marketing aspects. As I said, last year in Las Vegas at HxGN Live, we announced that the Rheticus services are now available on the B2B portal. So you, as an HxGN partner, are automatically entitled to resell the Rheticus services in your country. You can ask for additional information on that to your regional manager or directly to us. We will be more than happy to tell you additional details. So now let's see how it is successfully experienced the selling activity of the Rheticus services worldwide. Now we have these KPIs where 1 out of 5 negotiations became contract, and the average of the period you need to accomplish the first order is in a range between 3 and 4 months, which is a very why it is so fast. Because, as I said earlier, traditionally remote sensing services have been presented to the GIS experts or remote sensing experts, but now like in the case of HERA, we directly discussed with the decision maker, with the manager, because we are no more talking about technology, we are talking about business problems. So the return of the investment can be immediately determined without going into the details of the technical behind the scene. Once again, the return of the investment is also easy to calculate, to be estimated, because the average of the solution sold is 30,000 per year, which gives you an idea of how the Rheticus services are offered at an unprecedented market price. Prepping you in this experience, we put in place a team that is also taking care about the pre-sales and post-sales together with the customer care, but we also have a marketing division dedicated to the support of our partner. Of course, we have a business advisor for Planetek Italia, which is Claudio Mingrino, that is also helping us in giving you a better assistance in your experience. So we have all the marketing material with, of course, the use cases coming not only from Italy, but also from Europe or other countries. And we can directly support you through web conferences with the demo, but we can also support you in your countries because we are expecting a successful market growth in your country as well. Okay, I'd like to thank you all for the attention, and hope to see you soon. Let's do business together, guys, because as we've seen now, Rheticus is representing a good opportunity for you that even if you have experience in target markets, you can immediately start with your activities, or if something is new for you in the target markets, with our support, we can obtain a fantastic result. Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon.